I now have the pleasure of introducing our valedictorian, Saragrace Porter, who has been one of my best friends since 4th grade. She is one of the most outstanding women I know, and I have been lucky enough to have her by my side during every step of this adventure. Her ability to find light in the darkest places leaves me in constant awe. Standing next to her makes coming in second place an honor instead of a defeat.
Thank you, Lacey. It's funny because Lacey was my best friend in 4th grade, and she's still one of my best friends, but I remember our main goal for 4th grade, we worked on every REACH project together. We wanted to win the invention convention with our flying shoes. Look what we did now. I'm so proud of us. Hi everyone, I'm Saragrace. First, I want to thank everyone for being here, and I'm excited to see so many familiar faces. Today is a day to cherish and celebrate. While we're eager to begin our celebration, we have to acknowledge the people who couldn't be here with us today. Samantha, we know you're here with us in spirit. I would like to take this time to thank some very important people that have helped me along my journey. First, my family. You've always supported and encouraged my love of learning and reading every step of the way. And you always wanted me to be the best. Not number one at everything, but the best that I could be. Especially my mom. My mom and I used to do something called A+ team, where we would touch our pointer fingers in kind of a pinky promise. And it's strange, I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but one thing it did teach me is that my mom is my biggest team member, and she will be for the rest of my life. As I learn more about her life, all I can do is hope to emulate her dignity and perseverance. To my closest and best friends, you're also my family. I wouldn't be here or be who I am today without you. Mrs. Vitale and Mrs. Shipley, you're the honorary parents to our musical family, and I cherish the many hours we spent making great shows. To my high school English department teachers, thank you for encouraging my love of writing and literature and giving me a much needed break from the maths and sciences. To my science and math teachers, thank you for inspiring me, for pushing me, and for giving me the foundation I'll need to pursue a career of my choice. Especially Mr. Erico, Mrs. Pollender, and Mr. Johnson. And before I forget, and we all know I tend to forget, I need to offer a special thank you to Mrs. Noble. Like Brad, I spent many days searching desks and floors and everywhere else for a pencil. Each day in health class, Mrs. Noble would give me a pencil to use, and while I couldn't promise her that I wouldn't be gone before the end of the day, I did promise that if it became valedictorian, I would thank her for all the money she spent. Thank you for seeing my potential so early on, and I really hope you consider it money well spent. Over the years, I've come to realize that we all have potential, and what we really need is someone to see it. My mom once told me, you can't control the cards you're dealt, but you can control how you play your hand. I learned that life can be like a card game. Growing up and playing cards almost every night with my grandparents, I learned an important lesson, that cards and life are less about luck and more about strategy. It's about learning how to play your hand. In the spring of 2020, our sophomore year, life dealt us an unexpected hand, COVID-19. It was a hand no one expected, and we all played it a little differently. For me, I knew COVID was out of my control, but it was the hand I dealt and I needed to develop a strategy. And because there was nowhere else to go and no one else to see, I found the love of running. Joining the track team my junior year was one of the best decisions I made in high school. I knew from the bat that I wasn't a sprinter, but I do have endurance and I'm a fighter. My journey here hasn't been easy. It started in 9th grade for the first time when we were given our high school transcripts and class rank. I then decided that I would do everything I could to make it here today. High school wasn't a sprint, it was a long journey. There were nights when I got little sleep. Sometimes that was my fault. We all know I'm a notorious procrastinator. And sometimes I was faced with situations that were out of my control. My brother Mason has been in and out of hospitals many times in his life as he was dealt a genetic disorder that's out of his control. I spent many nights doing homework on couches of Children's Hospital and coming to school the next morning. While these days were tough for me and my family, I never lost sight of my end goal. In addition, I saw firsthand the difference that kindness can make in someone's life. When I spent my 11th birthday at my brother's bedside, the staff from Children's Hospital stepped up to deliver gifts and balloons, a sweet message on the board. Even though Mason needed their utmost attention, they remembered me, and they cared. I made it my goal that when I enter the medical profession, I will be that kind person. We all have to choose how to play the hand we're dealt. Sometimes that is a matter of putting your head down and fighting for it. If high school taught us anything, it's taught us that life isn't always easy. In addition to playing cards, another tradition my family has is watching the Kentucky Derby every year. But this year stood out. This year, something magnificent happened. A horse with projected 80-to-1 odds of winning first place in the final stretch overcame the leader. That horse put its head down and fought for what he wanted. He was the underdog, but that didn't stop him. We are from a small town and school district. Many have never even heard the name Charleroi. We are the underdog, so we must learn to be fighters. No one should count us out yet because each of us has fought to be here today. And when we receive our diplomas, each of us will be a winner. The point of these stories is to share with you the idea that a perfect plan or path isn't always necessary to be successful. Goals are important because they give you a reason to fight, a reason for life. Goals are something we work for, but the end goal isn't always reached by taking the path of least resistance, or the path everyone expects you to take. Sometimes you need to stop around and look at the earth and the people on it who loves you. To my classmates, focus on the breath that God is allowing your body at this very instant. See it as a gift. Because those are the lungs that will allow you to reach your goals, and the heart that wishes to achieve them. The legs you have underneath you will carry you out of this gymnasium and into the future that is yours to design. Every step is a reason to be thankful and a moment to cherish. Each of us has a different plan in mind for when we leave high school, and it will surely change based on what life decides to give us. I expect all of you to chase your dreams. You don't have to be the best, just the best that you can be. And while you all chase your dreams, I hope that you remember that if you never reach it, if you can't make the world a better place with an outstanding medical discovery, or by starring in a movie, or by building your neighbor's home, you can change the world by being kind. I'm sure none of the doctors or nurses who brought me gifts that day thought about it a second after they left work, but I've remembered it for 7 years. Kindness is something that will always have value. I am no stranger to the stereotype that anesthesiologists are cold and unsympathetic. I even had one that fit that description for my surgery. But that is my dream job. And one day I will be the kindness that someone remembers. That's the legacy I want to leave behind. I leave you today with the hope that you will grow your fight to be bigger than yourself. I hope that you will know when to surrender and that you will come back stronger for the next battle. I hope that you will cherish every moment, including this one, and that you will never, ever back down when you are dealt a bad hand. I hope you will be the kindness that heals a broken soul, even just for a bit. For those who have been here since 2009, I am thankful for every one of the 2,340 days I spent by your side. For those of you who came later, I am so glad I got to meet you. Let me leave you with this, a quote from Paulo Coelho, a wise man who provided our class motto, and I want you to think about it. It says, "Everything tells me that I am about to make a wrong decision, but making mistakes is just a part of life. What does the world want of me? Does it want me to take no risk, to go back where I came from, because I didn't have the courage to say yes to life?" Thank you again for your time, and good luck, everyone.